Hi, Caroline. How you doing? Great setup, good start, really good start on your project. Now, one thing I would recommend moving towards the final submission of this research portion of the project that's due next week would be to really try to back up everything that you have with fact. Um, I mean, you've done some good things, like the winters here last from around October all the way through the month of May, and then you have that backed up. But there's a lot of other things too that really need to be backed up with research. For example, you say there are apartments, hotels, bed and breakfast for guests to stay while visiting from out of town and out of country. But we need some facts here. Like, for example, this would have to say, okay, if you've got X amount of, and the Winter Olympics, you're talking about millions, not thousands, but millions of people. I mean, I think that athlete count alone is like 10,000. So, I mean, there is just a monstrous amount of people converging on the location for the city. So you would want to back this up with research saying that, how many hotels are available in this city proper, and then how many are available in neighboring cities within a like maybe 20-mile radius, or something reasonable that one could drive or take a bus to the actual Olympic location. So that would be one thing that I would consider to add to your research there as well. Public transportation is good. Again, a little bit more research there. There's a cable car for everybody, but we're not really worried about getting to the top of the mountain. Well, of course, we're worried about getting to the top of the mountain, but mainly I'm concerned about transportation being that is the infrastructure able to handle this amount of people. So in other words, if you have 5 million people coming to converge on one city, obviously they all can't stay in the same city. So you're going to have neighboring cities hosting different portions of that temporary population. So what is the infrastructure of transportation between those cities? How are the bus lines? How are the train lines? How are car rentals? Are cars available? Public transportation and things like that would have to point towards research. You say it perfect for many reasons. That spacious, breathtaking landscapes, but that's fine. But we really also want to talk about the weather. Is the weather able to accommodate the Winter Olympics? So you can look at weather patterns. Like, for example, has there ever been a winter where it's been like 45 or 50 degrees all year long? If so, obviously nobody's going to take a chance on that location. So try to give a little bit of facts and figures on the weather. And then over here, you start talking about shapes, colors, and color palettes and fonts. And it's good to consider that stuff now. But I would say don't get locked in anything right now, because you're going to start uncovering things in further research that it's most definitely going to affect your design decisions. Okay, so especially when you start talking about the culture of the indigenous peoples and the culture of the actual location and the rich cultural history of that location. Quite often students find visual solutions therein. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about, and I'm just going to give you a little hit list here, okay, about things that you could consider adding to your final presentation, okay? A couple of hotbed topics. The carbon footprint. What is the carbon footprint left after a Winter Olympic game? And one of our classmates graciously submitted an article. I think it's in the questions and comments area back over. Where was that? You know what? It was right up here in this question board. Let's jump over there real quick because I want to show you. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see how slow my computer really is. Okay, this question and answer discussion board. I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to say class discussion, and then we can jump over here, and we can see whose post was it. Right here, it was David Yockey, and he gave this article about what happens to these areas that host Winter Olympics, and he just got a bunch of pictures and everything about how they're left abandoned and they're just really turned into ruins. So that's something that we would want to make sure didn't happen in this area. So that's something that you could talk about in the carbon footprint that is left behind after an event like this. Talk about the altitude of the location. Is it suitable for Olympic Games? Now, don't forget, there's a lot more than just skiing involved in those outdoor sports. There's all sorts of things like hockey and things like that. So, and then basketball's a winter game as well. So, I mean, is the altitude able to accommodate many of these sports? Pollution. How is the pollution in the area? Talk about that. Natural disasters. Is the area prone to natural disasters? How are the medical accommodations? Give some facts and research on that. Emergency accommodations and other clinics. Are there enough clinics and hospitals to accommodate the millions of people converging on the city? Political climate. Is it a political hotbed? Are there any escalating are there any kind of conflicts going on, political or military or other, in neighboring areas that could possibly affect the Olympics? The communications infrastructure is the not only the landlines but also the cell towers. Is there enough? Is there enough to accommodate the kind of communication traffic that will be going on during these 2 weeks? Social issues and equality is really, really a hotbed topic. Talk about the rich cultural heritage, giving examples and research. Talk about public safety. Is public safety going to be a factor? I remember in the Rio, excuse me, one second. Oh, excuse me. Remember that the Rio Olympics were, so I was outside painting and man, I got a lot of pollen. Sorry about that. My allergies are going crazy. Anyways, public safety. Remember the Rio Games, a big concern there was the safety of the visitors, and that the fact that their public safety system was not the greatest. So talk about that. And back this all up with research. How many restaurants and what is the nightlife like? How many restaurants are there in the city proper? And then things like this would be easy to research. Energy infrastructure. And then, of course, you want to talk about the venues. Are the venues there or they need to be built? If they need to be built, will they be built? Where does the city have room to accommodate, 10 or 15 venues being built? And what will happen with those venues after the Olympics leave? Also, talk about hotel rooms. This is really important to talk about hotel rooms. I mean, really research that and give solid facts on how many hotel rooms are available in your particular location, as well as neighboring cities as well, that will most certainly share in the accommodations for the population, temporary population that converges upon the city. And then, again, I just want to mention again, it's really important to talk about the transportation. You did a little bit, you started on that, but let's get some facts and figures in here. Specifically, public transportation, rail cars, trains, buses, things like that, public transportation to move, hordes and hordes of people from one location to another, one city to another, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so great job, very good. I really thought you did a great job setting this up. So you just take my comments and try to incorporate those in your final presentation, which is due, I believe, which is due next week. All right, great job. Thanks very much.